If there's one thing that I mildly tolerate, it's Yu-Gi-Oh's card game. But you know what I tolerate a bit more? Yu-Gi-Oh's dubbed anime.
Now cluck like a chicken! A chicken! No!
Originally aired by 4Kids Entertainment, now 4K Media, owned by Konami, who made me have to re-upload my Link Monsters video twice. Thanks so much, guys. Love it or hate it, the Yu-Gi-Oh dubbed anime does exist, and have honestly given me some of my favorite memes and out-of-context moments from those shows.
What do you think?
You're my soulmate! I know, right? He's got it bad. Wish I'd met her first.
Countless other YouTubers have made fun of and poked fun at the English speaker's interpretation of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. As much as I love doing that too, in fact a video for that may be coming soon, but who knows. There's one definitively iconic aspect to these versions of the anime that make them stand out. Yes, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, I'm talking about their openings. The Yu-Gi-Oh anime is actually still one of the few dubbed anime out there that still have original English versions of their openings, composed by completely original artists, and not just the Japanese openings, slapped on top with the English dub going on. Most of Funimation's dubbed stuff use the original Japanese, but there's just this unique charm to these dubbed animes that specifically I think 4Kids is mostly known for, or now 4K Media. The thing that stands out about these English versions is whether or not they're particularly good or bad, and that's up for interpretation. But that's precisely why I'm here today. Yes, everybody, I'm going to be ranking the Yu-Gi-Oh! English anime openings from worst to best. So sit down, grab a snack, and let's rock. Remember how I said Yu-Gi-Oh! Was one of the only dubbed anime nowadays with their own original dubbed openings with lyrics? Well, apparently, the Vrains anime didn't get the message. Written by Elick Alvarez and Freddie Shenfield, and debuted on March 11th, 2018, the Vrains opening is actually the first opening since the original series to not feature any lyrics in it. I do dig the instrumentals. And honestly, it's not a bad opening considering every other opening so far on this list has lyrics, for good or worse. It just seems to me like this was slapped together and not given too much afterthought. The visuals are cool. I mean, seeing Yusaku as Playmaker, spoilers if you didn't catch the first 5 minutes of episode 1, riding through Vrains and seeing the monsters fly around does set the tone for an epic war in cyberspace. But as a standalone song, it could have been better. It's not fantastic, it's not a banger, and it's also not so laughable that it's good. It's just meh. Like I said, you combine the visuals with the song and it sets the tone for this epic cyberspace war that, Playmaker and friends are gonna have to fight the Hanoi, or I don't know what they're called in the English dub. I only watched the first half of Vrains and it was subbed. But I think an opening just being meh is a sin far worse than even a cringy, just bad opening can receive. Sorry, Yusaku. Your show was pretty okay, but this opening is just barely passable. Zexal. Or is it Zeal? I never really got a concrete answer on that. Anyways, Take a Chance was Zexal's first opening, running from episode 1 all the way to episode 73 for the dubbed version of the anime. I gotta say, it's not a great opening in all honesty. The first half to me sounds very whiny, scratchy, and just something about it makes my ear holes just sort of tighten up. Have fun with that visual. The song was composed and produced by Michael Brady, with lyrics written by Shane Guengo, Arthur Sam Murakami, and Brady as well. Additional work was performed by both Brendan Brady and Stefan Saxon of the Sunfire Music Group. It's very fast-paced and shows off scenes of Yuma being Yuma, and screwing up in his day-to-day tasks, then transitions to him dueling some of the major antagonists and rivals he's bound to face along the way, as well as Astral becoming part of the opening. Funnily enough, the song becomes more somber, a little slower paced, which I'm sure represents Yuma's transition from a screw-up duelist to a competent one once Astro joins him. Ironically enough, like I said, when the song gets a little slower and somber, that's when we start seeing Astro more, so it is a nice message. But Zexal is one of those YuGiOh animes that I dislike the most, and to be fair, I gave it a chance and got about 50 episodes in, but it was never really my thing. And I think its opening is a testament to how I feel about the anime as a whole. At least the dubbed version. The first half didn't really grip me, so no matter how good the second half is, I still can't commit to the whole thing, unless forced to. Oh well, take a chance and maybe give this one a skip.
なら見せてやろうか、もっと面白いものをよ。
Oh man, I can't help but very much crack a huge ear-to-ear smile when this opening comes on. And no, it's not because I'm genuinely happy to hear this song, but because it's so cheesy. But remember how I said earlier that Vrains' opening was so low on the list because it was just kind of boring? This is the exact opposite. This falls into the it's so bad it's good category, which is why it's made it this far. I won't lie, I can bop my head to this and ironically jam out to it, but objectively, it's just not a good song. The song's composition and lyrics are written by the team of Max Serla, Ali Theodore, Sarai Howard, Jordan Yeager, and Sergio Carball, and ran for the entirety of the Arc 5 English anime. I think the most jarring thing about this opening is how it's edited and cut. It's your typical mix of footage from the original opening and footage from the anime, but they use the gross CGI from I think episode 2 that just, I mean, look at it! They could have chosen any other section of footage from even just episode 1. Who greenlit this opening and said, perfect, I love the CGI of him, it mixes so well. God, it's so bad. And it just sucks because, the CGI in Arc 5 does get more passable as the series progresses, and I can't. Oh, the CGI is so... This is one of those songs you'd put on when you're in the car with your bros, they hand you the aux and say, alright, you better not play trash. And then you get on your phone, find this track, and with the biggest shit-eating grin on your face, you hit play. You let the guitar riff play through. Then the car erupts with the words, that's it. You're dead. And you're all dead. Oh, also, I just noticed this, but the Arc 5 opening was 5th on the list, and honestly I didn't plan that, but hey, bonus points for me, I guess. And yet again, we arrive at Zexal. And honestly, this opening is not all that terrible. Funnily enough, this song's composition and lyrics were written by the team of Michael Brady, Shane Guengo, Arthur Sam Murakami, Jonathan Latif, Michael Nonblosh, and Brendan Brady of the Sunfire Music Group. You know, the guys who did the first Zexal opening. I guess progression through struggle is not only the theme of Zexal, but this particular group of musicians as well. In all seriousness though, this song does a great job of giving off the general vibe of Zexal's second half. It's upbeat, got a sick guitar riff, and isn't as campy and hyperactive as the first Zexal opening. The shots from this are actually pretty in theme with the lyrics and rhythm as well. Aside from the beginning scene just being weirdly sped up for some reason, It shows off all the major characters, shows off the villains being rather ominous and not revealed, and they seem to use more shots from the actual opening than from the anime itself, which is always a win in my book. It's not stellar, but it doesn't make me wince at the sound of it, and I also don't want to laugh at it until my sides hurt. It's a solid opening. I'm still not finishing Zexal though.
Long ago, when the pyramids were still young, Egyptian kings played a game of great and terrible power. But these shadow games erupted into a war that threatened to destroy the entire world.
Okay, look. I know a lot of people are going to flail me for this one, but hear me out. Yes, the original YuGiOh theme song is iconic, as Wayne Sharp made it epic sounding, and, you know, real just, Yu-Gi-Oh's on, guys, come on! But I think it's also just kind of nostalgia. Is it an amazing song? Well, in my opinion, it's just like, it's good. It's not great. It's fine. The visuals are pretty good as well. I mean, the beginning has a lot of shots from the original Japanese openings, and the middle is mostly where they sprinkle the scenes from the anime itself, which are passably placed at best. I mean, the only words spoken in the entire song are YuGiOh! Your move! And the obligatory, it's time to duel. Which, again, I'm sure this has left a lasting impression on thousands of others, myself included. I'm really struggling to defend this opening. Am I trying to defend this opening solely because I feel nostalgic toward it? Is this opening of a 90s anime that made an imprint on my childhood that I once thought was amazing actually not? Is nostalgia blinding me? Am I seeing that it's just mediocre? No, it can't be. Even with the nostalgia goggles on, it doesn't mean it's going to go higher than number 3 on this list. I'll also say that there's technically 2 dubbed openings for the original YuGiOh series, which honestly surprised me when I was doing my research, but they're so similar I didn't bother separating them. But I mean, it is listed as a separate opening, so... YuGiOh's second dubbed opening. It aired from episodes 50 to 121. They're incredibly similar. I put this as 2.5, but they're honestly interchangeable to me, and both too similar to give my full attention to, so do with this information as you will. We're moving on. I'll be honest, this is a bias. I love 5Ds. I love it so much. And before you ask, yes, I've carried a Stardust Dragon in my wallet since 2009, and no, I will not apologize for putting this above the original opening, because just listen to this gold! I can hear you breathing, I can see you coming, I can feel the wind, it's blowing me around. How do you not hear this and think, okay, maybe they were onto something with the trading cards and the motorcycles? The song was composed and produced by Francis Galuccio and Bruce Aronson and sung by Cass Dillon. Honestly, good on you, gentlemen, for making a masterpiece of an opening. The visuals complement this opening incredibly well. The beginning's a bit rough and littered with bad shots from the anime, but then it has smooth, butter-like transitions with the musical cues and footage from the first opening, and that scene with Junk Warrior clashing with Red Dragon Archfiend, and then the scene with Yusei flying through the air with streaks of yellow representing his security mark, and ooh, the scene where he summons Junk Warrior and he just sort of pops onto the field with the music. Oh, good stuff. I mean, like, my god. It encapsulates the feeling of the wind brushing through your hair, the whimsy of riding your motorcycle with your holographic dragon right beside you. And, like, it's a good song. Come on. Even, I'm sure if you gave this a listen, you can even admit this is a good song. Also, I'm going to pride myself for not referencing Little Karibo at all for this part. You all know the joke, and I'm not gonna do it. Say what you will about GX, but you cannot deny the undeniable truth that this is the penultimate Yu-Gi-Oh! Dubbed opening. Sung by Matthew Dreddick, Jake Siegler, and Alex Walker, it fits the theme of the GX Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub. That sort of punk, rocker vibe of being dumb kids in high school. This opening's visuals fit so perfectly, I don't even know where to start. It begins with scenes from the original Japanese opening, which also is another banger, and you should definitely check it out, that first GX opening in Japan. Followed by tons of shots from the anime, which aren't greatly placed, but then you hear the lyrics. Sometimes hard times! And you see the shot of Crowler and Jaden dueling, and it zooms out to the music. Perfection. That's not even a shot from the anime. That's from the first opening in Japan. And it's become an iconic part of the English opening, and it's a scene that I feel like everyone here in the US just, like, recognizes. You can't tell me you see that scene and don't get thrown back to whatever era of your life you were in when GX was around. Then we get even more characters introduced, we get better choreographed scenes from the anime, and plus, the section of the opening where the monster animations use that awful slide transition, but they do it to the beat. As awful quality as they are, it's also another staple of this opening, and I'm sure most people remember that as well. How could you forget? It's so just, look at it. I can't deny, GX was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series that everyone loved to hate. Myself included when I was younger.
It's Jaden because he sucks at everything.
Oh, come on!
But after watching it all the way through, and seeing people post out of context clips online recently, I think you'll find GX's dub is a masterpiece that has found its way back into internet pop culture.
Like the butterfly sheds his cocoon, I must shed my past. Together we'll show the world the power of science.
Hell, I can play this song around friends of mine who haven't seen or played Yu-Gi-Oh! In years, and they'll jam out and sing along like they've been watching a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX marathon for the past month. Fun fact, this song seems to be based on Blink-182's song Damn It. The pace and rhythm and vibe are almost identical to Get Your Game On. And also they're both very punk, which is pretty fitting for the time that this song came out. I will never get tired of this opening, and I can't help but bust out into song each time I happen to hear it. And I can confidently assume the same about all of you. So there we go. The number one best Yu-Gi-Oh! Dubbed opening goes to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX's Get Your Game On. And there you have it. All the English Yu-Gi-Oh! Openings ranked. This is the definitive list, no one can argue with me, and if you disagree, it just means you have bad taste. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Like, comment, sub, do all that jazz if you haven't, and tell me why I'm wrong. Do you guys still want to send me to the shadow? Oh god, no. I'm not gonna, no. So don't want to flail me for not putting the original opening as number one, because I won't change it. But hey, are you gonna let some weeb on the internet change your mind? Stay well, stay dueling, and have a damn good one.